Good morning, YouTube. This is Joe from the Northeastern Native Plant Digest, bringing you another video that you can use to help improve the environment 1 yard at a time. So it's been a few weeks since I did a video. The weather's warming up. Trees are in bloom, flowers are in bloom, leaves are coming out, and this is just going to be kind of like a Sunday morning observation session. So I'm sitting here in the parking lot of the church that my wife and I attend, and kind of did a little survey of the landscaping around this property, and I have to say probably 95% of the landscaping around this property is non-native species. Really kind of sad. So the whole driveway, you can't see this, but the whole driveway, this is probably like a 100-foot driveway that leads up to the main building, but the whole driveway is lined with the non-native ornamental pears. This is a terrible plant, a terrible tree to plant. I mean, when I say a plant's terrible, I mean in this environment, in its native habitat, I'm sure it's a great plant, but over here, it's not a great plant. In particular, it can be invasive, and I think some states are moving to even ban some of these ornamental varieties for their invasiveness. In fact, when these things, they're almost out of bloom now, but when they were in peak bloom about a week ago, me and my wife was driving around the country, and in one of the little towns we were going through, in one of the developments, almost every single ornamental tree planted there was a pear tree, but unbeknownst to the people who are planting these, you look in the woods and you look in the fields, across the street and all that, and these trees are taking over. And the one thing I notice about these trees too, I'm sitting here and I come through here on a regular basis and I look, and I never see any birds in these trees. There's no bird. They don't, these trees don't support pollinators. They don't support the larvae of butterflies and caterpillars. And so it's no wonder. We've reduced plants to being decorations instead of what they are, which is a vital component of the food chain. And this isn't the only plant. You walk around there, up by the front, there's a couple ginkgo trees, there's Japanese maples, there's English holly, there's barberry, there's burning bush. I mean, all of the most wrong choices you could make, this church has planted it. And mainly it's because people don't know, or they just don't care. These plants are cheap. You go to a nursery, they're cheap, they're everywhere, and you just plug them in. And but you think about all of the native varieties that could have been planted in its choice. In its place. We could have planted service berries here. We could have planted, hawthorn, native hawthorns here. We could have planted some oak trees here. We could have planted. There's so many native varieties we could have planted here that would be such a better alternative to this. I literally hate these trees. There again, I hate them in our environment. They're just terrible. They don't. We think we've reduced plants to being decorations, as I've said before, and we think it's pretty. You look at your pretty lawn, and we look at our pretty shrubs, but from the perspective of a pollinator, it's like a desert. It's like a green desert. So I'm hoping that we can start making wiser choices. There again, I said I'm at church, so not to get off on a tangent, but I hear a lot in church services about the wisdom of Solomon, how wise Solomon was. Well, if Solomon was wise, I don't think he'd be approving of planting non-native plants that don't serve a purpose. Maybe he would. I don't know. That's a whole nother conversation. The only trees here that are native that I've noticed are some arborvitae and some paperbark birch, and there may be some black-eyed Susans. But really, that's about it. And it's really a shame, I would love to see these trees filled with birds, but unfortunately you don't. But that's just my rant for the day. I'm going to make some more videos when I get home, because there's a lot going on in the garden this time of year, and I need to be a little more diligent. I've just been super busy the last couple weeks, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am going to do another video soon. Please go back and watch some of my other videos. Those were more in the winter time, talking about the winter landscape, so I need to move into the springtime and then summer. Have a great day. Bye.